The EcoSense has an intelligent scheduling feature which allows you to actually change the recording settings that are used during the day and go to a different set of settings for night time, and then even another set of settings for the weekend period. This also allows the alarms to be enabled at certain times of the day and disabled at others, and also to be enabled or disabled during the weekends. To actually change this schedule, then go to the Record Settings page and then select Schedule. And on here, first of all, we can actually change the names that we use for the set, unset and override periods. And normally we would use for the unset, we would call that the daytime. The set period would normally be the night time, and then override is very often used for weekend periods when we want to use different record settings during the weekend compared to the day or night. In the section below that here, then we have, for each day of the week, we can have a programmable set time and unset time, so the time at which it switches from the system being set to the system being unset. And we can also use a key switch down here, so we can actually have either a normally open, a normally closed, or a contact with end-of-line monitoring for tamper-proof protection to actually switch the system from daytime to nighttime. So, to program schedule settings, first of all we can change the title that we use for the set and unset periods. So for instance here, if we click into the unset period, I'm going to use the USB keyboard here to edit, so I can then edit that and call that day. And my set period, again I'll use my USB keyboard and edit that to night. And then my override I will edit to weekend. And then save that. Now to change a time, for instance on Monday I want to set the system so that it unsets at 7 AM, but then will reset at 1800, and I could continue that for all of the days during the week. I could also set my key switch here and define whether I'm going to use a normally open or normally closed contact or have it with end-of-line monitoring. I'll leave that currently disabled. To set the weekend, if I want to have different settings for the weekend, then I would go to the holiday and weekend page, and here I will enable the weekend and then define when the weekend is to start. So that will typically be on a Friday at say 06 PM, and then I want it to end on Monday at 7 AM, and then I'll save those settings to commit them.